Hello everybody, this is Syed Musa Kalim from Epicop, and today I'm gonna show you how we can install social media social sharing plugins in our Ionic app and how we can use that for sharing the content on our social media. So before we get started, I would like to show you two commands that will be useful for installing the social sharing plugins in your Ionic app. And to have that two commands, you have to visit the Ionic framework documentation, which is ionicframework.com/docs/native/social sharing. So here you can find the two commands which you need to use for installing social sharing plugins in your Ionic app. So here are the commands: Ionic Cordova plugin, add Cordova plugin X social sharing. This social sharing plugin this social sharing plugin can be installed using this command, and after running this command you have to run this command as well. This command will save your plugin configuration to the package.json file. You can see here on the documentation. And after installing the social sharing plugin in your Ionic app using these two commands, you need to jump to the app.module.ts file, which is present inside your project structure. Here you can see here inside the app folder we have app.module.ts file, and inside this file you need to import the social sharing from Ionic native slash social sharing. This import statement will bring the social sharing plugin in your Ionic app. You could use throughout your Ionic app if you import this in your app.module.ts file. And after importing this statement, finally you have to assign the social sharing in your providers array. You can see here this is your providers. Here you can see that I have given the social sharing inside this providers. After doing this, hit save, and let's hop to the page which in which you want to use the social media icons for sharing. Here in this file I'm gonna show you how you can use that. This is the start.html page and this is the start.ts file. In this file I'm gonna import the social sharing similarly as I have import in my app.module.ts file, which I have shown you. You can see here @Ionic native slash social hyphen sharing. Sorry, this should be social, and put semicolon here. This statement will bring the social media in this file start.ts file, and after importing this statement in the start.ts file you need to pass the parameter in your constructor, and that constructor would be private, and the name of the constructor could be anything. In my case I am giving sharing, so colon social sharing. You are done now. You have passed the parameter inside your constructor, and now you can use in this page this sharing object, this sharing parameter you could use in this page. And before that I'll jump to the start.html file, and inside this file I'll create two buttons, one for WhatsApp and another for Facebook. So here I'm gonna show you how you can create. Firstly I'm gonna take one Ion row, and inside this I'm gonna take column. Oops, it should be column, and inside the first column I'm gonna take the WhatsApp button. You can see here button, Ion Fab. I'm taking Ion Fab for the floating action buttons. You could find this type of buttons on the Ionic documentation. Under the components, you could find this floating action buttons. So I'm gonna give color equals to secondary, because WhatsApp logo will be in green color, so it looks more attractive if we give secondary color. You could find this colors and all inside this variable.scss file, which is present right here under the theme folder. So here are my colors: primary, secondary, danger, light and dark. You could find this. So inside this I'm gonna take ion ion icon, and I'm going to give the name of this icon should be logo WhatsApp. So this is the logo, this is the icon for your WhatsApp. And finally, let's give the click event to this WhatsApp sharing button. Click. If the user clicks this button, then it will go to this method WhatsApp share, and inside this I'm passing one parameter called proof, which is our array. You can see here English proofs. So I have three objects, I have two objects inside my English proofs array, and I'm retrieving that array here. You can see here ng for let proof of English proofs. So this is my array, and I am passing this entire array whenever the user clicks this button in WhatsApp share method. So this is the WhatsApp share button. Now we'll create another button for the Facebook share here, right here. We'll remove this because it takes default the primary color, which is in blue color, so Facebook will be in blue color. So let's rename this method. Let's give the name another name called FB share, and let's change this to Facebook, and let's save this, copy this WhatsApp share method, and right here create a new. This method will get called whenever the user clicks the WhatsApp share button, and WhatsApp message, that proof parameter will be assigned to this variable. So this dot sharing, our sharing parameter which we have assigned in our constructor, dot share via WhatsApp. As you can see here, share via WhatsApp, share via WhatsApp to receiver, and share via Facebook with paste message hint. So I'm gonna take the first method, which is share via WhatsApp. Hit enter and give. As you could see here, this share via WhatsApp method, which is a default method from WhatsApp, this takes three parameters. You can see here when we hover on this, it is showing that the message, which is of type string, and the image, which is also of type string, and the URL, which is also of type string. And after giving or after passing this all parameters, then it returns promise, which we'll see later. First we need to pass WhatsApp message dot translation. This is our message. You can see here the translation. This is the translation, which is our message. I am passing as a first parameter, comma, WhatsApp message dot icon, which is our second parameter, the image parameter, and the third one will be null. I'm not passing any what you could say, I'm not passing any type of URL in this. So after passing these all three parameters, finally it returns the promise which we are creating now. You could see here. Then console.log console.log message sent. This is our promise. What if we get any error? Here you can see catch error. If the message is sent successfully, then this message will appear in the console.log in the console. And if our message is not sent successfully, then we are going to give the error message in our console. You can see here, hit save. It returns promise. If this all three parameters are sent in this method, then this promise will return in the console, and if it is not working, then the error will appear in the console. And similarly, we'll create another method for the Facebook share. It also accepts the same thing, same three parameters. We need to give Facebook message because we are passing array here, proof. We need to give here one parameter which is of type any. You could say when we hover on this, we are getting that it is of type any. This dot sharing dot share via Facebook. You could see here we have two methods. I am going to use the first method, share via Facebook, and it also uses the three parameters similar to WhatsApp: message, image, and URL. And it also returns the promise as well. So we use Facebook message dot translation comma Facebook message dot icon comma Facebook message dot. No, I'm not going to pass any URL here. You wish you could pass any URL, but in my case I'm giving null. No, sorry. After passing these all parameters, we are going to return the promise similar to the above method. Console.log post posted successfully. If this if this work if this works fine, then this message will appear in the console. You can see a posted successfully. If it not work, if this not work, we are going to give uh, the error inside the console. Console.log failed posting. This one is not working because I haven't yeah, you can see here now it works. Still not working. Failed posting should be. It is not working. We are missing something here. We need to remove this. Then catch. We need to give the error here. Console.log failed posting. Yeah, you can see here we are missing some brackets here, that's why it was not showing. Finally we have to give the semicolon here. Now this will work. Hit save and save these all files, app.model.ts and these two files, and we'll run using git bash ionic serve l. This command will run our Ionic app on Ionic Lab. We have three options in Ionic Lab: Windows, Android, and iOS. So it is a live testing. It gives the live testing on three platforms. So using this method, you can implement the social sharing in your Ionic app. Hope you understand about the social sharing plugin installation and how you can use in your Ionic app. You can see here our Ionic app is running on git bash. It might take some time to run on the browser. You can see here these all are the supported platforms for social sharing plugin: Android browser, iOS, Windows, and Windows Phone. And here you can get the code, instance members, and you have different options here in social sharing plugin. Can share, and it takes four parameters: app name, message, subject, image URL, 5 parameters. So this is the beautiful documentation if you want to get started with native function for native functionality for your Ionic apps. It is not working. We need to save these files again and we need to run it again. Ionic serve -l. You could also test this on your live emulator using Android Studio, but I am running this on Ionic Lab. You can see here Webpack is started. We need to wait for this. You can see here. Hope it is clear so far. First you need to install the social sharing plugin using those two commands which I have shown you. Yeah, it is running now. It is running on two platforms. You might be wondering why two, because I have selected two platforms here using this option, iPhone and Android. You could also select Windows, but for now it is running on two platforms, Android and iOS. The thing I was showing you that first you need to install the social sharing plugin, then you need to import in your app.model.ts and you need to assign to the providers. Finally you can use in your page. So this is the entire process of for using social sharing plugin in your Ionic app. So our application is ready. This is the carousel, or you could say slider on my home page, and will yeah, you can see here on the next page we have the two buttons. You can see here WhatsApp and Facebook. We'll open the developer tools because we are on the browser, so we cannot test these buttons. We need to see the console because we have given here if this works, then we'll get this message sent. If this not works, we'll get the error in the console. This is our console and we view did load page. When we click this button, Cordova not available. You can see here the error is showing here because the Cordova is not included on this. When we click this button, failed posting, you can see here we are getting the error. If we deploy on the live device, then surely we'll get the success message. Since we are using on the browser on Ionic Lab, so this might not work. So if you want to view or if you want to get this work, then you need to deploy it on the live browser. So this was all about the social sharing plugin in Ionic app. Hope you understand and hope it is clear to you. Thanks for watching this video and see you again.